Chris Evans has been the Human Torch Captain America and also will be absolute Earthling Lightyear. How do you spend all that money you acquired with Disney? Before we begin, if you don't subscribe yet, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified our new videos. While Neil hasn't exactly purchased Avengers Tower, Evans has picked up some of the costliest houses in the country. While he was once known as the best Human Torch in Marvel's Fantastic Four, Evans moved forward with a beautiful Hollywood Hills home for $1.2 million. Chris Evans found this residence for 2007 to be quite alluring. 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,386 sq ft, a state-of-the-art kitchen, and a private deck were some of its highlights. Also, it featured an attached spa area and plenty of space for meandering. The residence is incredibly classy for just pointing out that he isn't too humble. Eventually, he sold the property for $1.4 million once his wealth from the Avengers movies began to come in. In April of 2013, he sold a ranch-style, 4,599 square foot house valued at $3.52 million. Located on a prime Laurel Canyon parcel of land, the house was built in the 1940s before being extensively renovated. The 3-bedroom house has 4.5 bathrooms, a private pool, hot tub combo, and what looks like a personal yoga space. Of course, the real selling point of this house is its spectacular view. I mean, looking at the sun rising from that place with a cup of coffee is indeed a sensible way to spend the Marvel series millions. What do you suppose? Let us know in the opinion section below. Strangely, this $3.5 million paradise has been mostly abandoned since the pandemic began. Now that it became apparent that the world would be spending most of its time indoors, Evans decided to make the most of his time in his Boston area. Throughout the pandemic, Chris opted to stay at home. He initially came from Boston and moved in with his brother, Scott Evans. Few things are known about Chris's private little Evans estate. We do not know exactly what it is, but we do know that this is his home. In fact, Jacob's job in Boston was just the simple 9-to-5 routine. He would call his mother to tell her he was coming home before dinner time. Since rumor has it, he's determined in Boston. Well, it's a cute thing that he has settled on his bro. I hope he has a nice house in Boston soon. So if you're a Captain America fan like me, then you were probably hoping Chris Evans would have an incredible motorcycle collection. Steve Rogers would certainly own a few Harleys. Sorry to disappoint, but Chris Evans made it abundantly clear that he would prefer to ride a horse than ride a motorcycle. Chris Evans does have an expensive car collection that houses all of the profound and electrifying images you'd expect from someone with anything close to $80 million. Chris is most frequently pictured driving his Lexus ES 350 around town. The car was only about $40,000, which amounts to inconsequential expenses for a megastar whose wealth exceeds $23 billion. Chris Evans adores to drive an Audi, just like his co-star Tom Holland. Holland was a spokesperson for Audi and now has 5 of them. He did not like them very much, but he came back for seconds. His first choice is a limited edition Audi A8L. A vehicle driven by Angelina Jolie, the correspondent of Marvel Studios' MCU, is a great example of 4-wheel drive with a 336 horsepower 30-liter 6 engine. It demonstrates that Chris really likes to have a smooth ride above all else and is willing to spend up to $86,000 for it. However, you can only stay humble for so long. I mean, he starred in 3 of the 10 highest-grossing movies of all time. So, naturally, the urge to get flashier cars could not be put off very long. This Audi provides the exact opposite than Audi is known. This Audi has only 2 seats and can go from 0 to 60 in just over 3.6 seconds. His top speed reaches 200 miles per hour. This is the type of car that suggests he is seldom humble. But, undoubtedly, his Chevrolet Suburban obliterates any confusion at a grand price of $75,000. This is hardly the kind of car that the class capital would expect a movie star to drive. Of course, if you placed out a prize like this to duplicate the Captain America motor vehicle, it does better reflect the Hollywood height. He showed up to the Captain America the Winter Soldier red carpet in his personal trailer. Why did he have a car like that? Because it looked just like the one Nick Fury was driving in Winter Soldier. Presumably Evans had bulletproof windows along with a gun turret installed in it because it's one of his favorite pastimes. One of these cars is not my favorite of Steve Rogers, though. That would be his Chevrolet Camaro. It's not just the only car he thinks is likable, but it also has an Iron Man story about its own. Unlike Robert Downey Jr., he doesn't have a humble car collection like Tony Stark. Tony Stark does not have a problem with spending large amounts on Corvettes, Ferraris, and Bentleys. I still think it would be a bit of too low-key for Stark to drive a totally tricked-out car. However, he has a distinct taste for quality cars. What he chose to put in work in choosing was the ultimate Avengers present for his superhero BFF. He invested $275,000 on a modified, fully restored 1967 Chevrolet Camaro RS. It was given several custom touches to show the ending of their Avengers adventure together. These included a cap shield wheel, army green shade, and a plaque that says Steve Rogers Special Edition. That will be a hard car to top. In the field of flight, Evans made it clear that he will not be flying with the rest of us. Evans takes lots of pictures to unveil what it's like to live a life of private jets. Universal Studios Entertainment Group plans often charge him $1,300 to $3,000 per hour while he is in the skies. This is not inexpensive to fly to fame and honor in the height of style. Evans is known for his frankness about anxiety, and it's easy to see the reason for that. There's a great deal of pressure on a star as famous as Evans to keep his brand. He has hired a team to ensure that Chris Evans remains the top Hollywood name even after Captain America. Naturally, the first thing he needs is a personal trainer to maintain those muscles in the desired form without any Tony Curtis. For that project, he hired none other than Simon Watterson. What, you don't even know his name? Well, you do. You know who recognizes him? James Bond, that is who. Yes. This former Royal Marine is responsible for sculpting the bodies of both Steve Rogers and Daniel Craig. It's probably not an exaggeration to say that he builds the highest quality decks in the industry. I mean, he also gave Adam Driver his legendary Kylo Ren bod. That pretty much proves it. Well, high-end Hollywood trainers can make up to $500 a session. I would say that's money well spent. Getting in great shape is not that important when you had to walk down the red carpet with guys like Chris Hemsworth. So we hired the services of Ilaria Urbanati as his stylists. If I could sum it up, I would say that she is the woman to hire if you want to look great as a modern Prince Charming. I mean, she also worked on Tom Hiddleston's style, which is legendary. For Evans, this challenge has proved difficult. He has a bro personality and a face that blends in with the 85 other blonde Chris's in Hollywood, so he wears dressy outfits that emphasize warmth and kindness. These stylists can make up to $1,000 a day. Evans is a diehard fan of Disney and often plans trips with his family to the theme park. Well, the average family spends about $4,000 to $7,500 at Disney for one full week. Hoping to wear Tony Stark out at the front, the spending can spiral out of control. Honestly, though, the thing Evans loves the most is his dog, Dodger. Most of the time he posts on social media about something related to the two of them staying in on the couch. My guess is that the toys alone that he's bought for him are worth tens of thousands of dollars. That sort of thing is not uncommon for Hollywood. Guessing that there's hundreds of millions of dollars to invest on projects like Little Shop of Horrors, I expect we'll be talking again sooner. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. See you next video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more videos from the Ultra, subscribe and make sure to turn on the bell icon.